You've heard the terms, right? Cardiac arrest, heart attack, heart failure. A lot of times people use them like they're the same thing, but they're not. Not even close. Each one is a totally different kind of crisis with a different cause. And honestly, knowing the difference isn't just trivia. It could literally be a matter of life and death. So let me ask you straight up, do you really know the difference? Hey, no shame if you don't. It's super common to get them mixed up. And that's exactly what we're going to tackle right now. We're going to clear this all up. So here's how we're going to do it. Think of it this way. We've got an electrical fault, a circulation block, and a pumping problem. We'll dive into each one, and then, at the end, we'll put it all together. Simple as that. All right, let's jump in. Okay, so before we dive into all the ways things can go wrong, let's take a quick look at what a healthy heart is supposed to be doing. It's basically a four-room house, right? You've got two chambers up top, the atria, that collects the blood coming in. Then they squeeze it down to the two bigger chambers on the bottom, the ventricles, and those are the powerhouses. They're the ones that pump the blood out to your whole body. Pretty neat, efficient system when it's working right. All right, first up, cardiac arrest. I want you to forget about clogs or plumbing for a second. This is an electrical problem, a sudden, massive electrical fault. So what does that mean? It means the heart's function just stops abruptly. The electrical system that tells your heart when to beat completely shorts out. It goes haywire. And those big, powerful pumps we just talked about, the ventricles, they just stop doing their job. And this all happens incredibly fast. It's like a domino effect. First, the ventricles might start beating way, way too fast, like dangerously fast. That's called ventricular tachycardia. Then it gets worse. They stop pumping and just start quivering. It's chaotic. That's ventricular fibrillation. And the final step, asystole. That's a flat line. No movement at all. And that middle stage, ventricular fibrillation, there's this incredible description of it. Someone said the heart looks just like a bag of wriggling worms. Can you picture that? It's such a perfect, if unsettling, image. There's all this chaotic movement, but zero effective pumping. No blood is going anywhere. So here's the crucial takeaway. Blood is not moving. The brain isn't getting oxygen. Nothing is. And the clock is ticking, fast. If that electrical rhythm isn't shocked back to normal within minutes, that's it. It's fatal. This is the definition of an immediate life-or-death emergency. Okay, so we've covered the electrical fault. Now let's switch gears completely. Let's talk about the heart attack. And if cardiac arrest was electrical, a heart attack is all about the plumbing. It's a circulation block. The key word here is blockage, a physical clog in a pipe. You see, the heart is a muscle, and it needs its own blood supply. The little arteries that do that job are called coronary arteries. A heart attack is when one of those gets blocked, and a section of the heart muscle starts getting starved of oxygen. So what's the clog made of? Well, almost always, the culprit is something called atherosclerotic plaque. That's just a fancy way of saying a gunk-like buildup of cholesterol and other stuff on the inside of the artery walls. Over time, it makes the pipe narrower and narrower. And here's how the disaster happens. You've got this plaque, and it has a sort of hard shell on it, a cap. For a while, things are okay. But then, that cap can get weak and crack open. When it ruptures, all that cholesterol gunk spills out. Your body, thinking there's an injury, rushes to form a blood clot to patch it up. But here's the terrible irony. That helpful blood clot is what plugs the artery completely. And boom, no more blood flow. And that's the result. This is so different from a cardiac arrest, right? The whole heart doesn't just stop. It's still trying to beat, but a piece of it, the part that's not getting blood, starts to die. The longer the block stays, the more muscle dies. It's a plumbing crisis that's causing structural damage. Okay, that brings us to our third and final condition, heart failure. So we've had an electrical fault and a plumbing block. This one is different again. This isn't sudden. It's a long-term chronic issue. This is a pumping problem. Now, the name heart failure is a little misleading. It doesn't mean your heart has just failed and stopped working. What it really means is that the heart muscle itself has gotten weak or maybe stiff over a long period. It just can't pump blood as well as it should. It's more like a worn-out pump that's losing efficiency. And this is interesting. Where you see the symptoms depends on which side of the heart is getting weak. If it's the left side, the pump that sends blood to the body, then blood backs up in the lungs. That's why you get shortness of breath. If it's the right side, the pump that sends blood to the lungs, then blood backs up in your body. That's what causes swelling in the legs, ankles, and feet. And with this poor pumping, you get a new set of problems. Think about it. When fluid isn't moving well, it gets stagnant. The same thing happens with your blood. That slow, sluggish flow makes it much easier for dangerous blood clots to form. And if one of those breaks loose, it can travel to your brain and cause a stroke, or to your lungs, and that weakened, stressed heart muscle, it's more likely to develop electrical problems, which could even lead to a cardiac arrest. All right, let's pull this all together. We've looked at the electrical fault, the circulation block, and the pumping problem. Let's see them side by side to make it crystal clear. This really is the whole story in a nutshell. Cardiac arrest, an electrical fault. The signals go bad. Heart attack, a circulation block. A pipe gets clogged. Heart failure, a pumping problem. The machine gets weak over time. 3 totally different problems with 3 totally different causes. So, why does this matter? Because understanding is the first step. Knowing what's actually happening is so important. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. What other medical terms out there are just confusing? Because the more we untangle these things, the better we can all understand our own health.